So there is poetic justice. The Braves, the Atlanta Braves, bringing the World Series to Atlanta after Major League Baseball yanked the All-Star game from that city in order to protest voting laws. Well, joining us now, we have the governor of Georgia right here, Brian Kemp. Governor, it's a pleasure. Thanks for visiting us in New York City.
Good to be with you, Larry.
So the woke politics are gone now because the World Series, which has been very entertaining, and I must say, as a diehard Yankee fan, I am rooting for Hotlanta, not Houston.
America's team. Everybody's rooting for the Braves.
But all that has been put aside, and all is well in the great city of Atlanta?
Yeah, look, going unbelievable there. It is an incredible series. We wanted to close it out last night, but we got to go back and do it in Houston, so we're excited about that. But look, just them being there, it's been great for the team, obviously, but great for the organization. It's really great for the area and the small business owners after what happened with the All-Star game. And I know we were just talking off there about the pictures around the Battery. The outside venue has been incredible. I mean, people are really excited, and it's, as you said, poetic justice.
Well, I think so. I mean, Major League Baseball is sort of de facto saying we were wrong. That's the way I look at it. And they shouldn't have done that. They needn't have done that. It was in the heat of the moment. I think it was and it hurt Atlanta's business community. And people tell me, particularly the small businesses, which are black-owned.
Yeah, a lot of minority-owned businesses, obviously, in Atlanta. Great small business community. Of course, you know, a lot of those folks, especially African-Americans, took it on the chin as bad as anybody with the pandemic. So it really was heartbreaking. But we are rebounding now with the World Series. You know, it's been great having 3 games in Atlanta. But it was just a political move, which I said at the time, you know, we just don't need to put politics in the middle of sports, especially baseball, America's pastime. But it's great to have the series there. Everybody's focused on winning. Winning makes everything better, Larry.
Georgia's doing very well. I regard Georgia as a free enterprise red state, okay? And it's doing pretty well. Tell us about it.
It is. It's incredible, the run we've been on. As you know, I was one of the last states to methodically shut down a few businesses. We left most things open. One of the first states, if not the first, to come out and reopen during the middle of the pandemic. And as you remember, I caught a lot of criticism from the national media in regards to that. But we've done incredibly well. Just last month, our unemployment rate dropped to 3.2%. That's the lowest it's ever been in the state. Our number of unemployed Georgians is the lowest number we've had since 2001. Our unemployment rates dropped for 17 straight months. We had a record year economically last year, $11 billion of new investment in projects that we worked. That's a 46% increase over the year before, and it's just all over the board. I mean, it's all kind of industries, manufacturing, technology. You know, our big companies are doing good, and our small businesses are rebounding. We're coming back as fast as any state in the country when it comes to the service industry with tourism, you know, hospitality, hotels, restaurants, et cetera.
And you're fighting these vaccine mandates, especially for private sector.
Well, it's so disappointing. I mean, I don't know how much of my background you know about me, but I've been a small business owner for 35 years. My wife, Marty, and both have been. And this is like not what businesses need to be dealing with right now. People don't have enough workers as it is. They're going to lose them because of the vaccine mandate. And look, I'm vaccinated. It's not about the vaccine. It's about the mandate. You know, business don't need more mandates, especially when the president said he's not going to have a vaccine mandate and then he flip-flops. Now we got one. People are trying to figure out what this means. They're worried about losing their workforce. I continue to hear just about daily from business owners. They're like, we've got to do something. So we filed suit Friday with several other states to push back. And just, you know, we don't need our small business owners having to deal with this right now. There's no reason for it.
Are there unfilled jobs in Georgia the way there are around the country?
Everybody I talk to, except for one company, needs workers. And the one company that didn't need them, they were getting people that were working out of state that can save 30 minutes on their drive to work at the new company. So other than that, I mean, every sector needs it. Every sector. It's incredible. So you know, to even lose 5–10% of the workforce, whether it's in healthcare, manufacturing, or anything else, is going to be devastating, especially to small businesses.
I know it's a couple states to the north if my geography is right, but will Glenn Youngkin win in Virginia tomorrow for governor?
Boy, it sure seems like the momentum's on his side. I mean, you know, standing up and fighting for parents, for their children, and not having them being indoctrinated. I mean, obviously, Governor McAuliffe, or former Governor McAuliffe, thinks that way. And I think the people are going to rise up. I mean, that's not a race that traditionally Republicans would win. But Glenn's done a great job. He's going to be good on the economy. He's going to be good for education and standing up for parents. And I think he's going to win.
Do you encourage parents to go to school board meetings in Georgia?
Oh, they're going now, I promise you. At least in communities where you have activist school boards. And we've seen that. There's been a lot of pandemic politics when, you know, schools wouldn't reopen when the data, whether it was during the Trump administration or the Biden administration, said kids should be back in school. Most of ours were, but we had some systems that weren't because of pandemic politics. And I think people are just tired of, you know, kind of like sports. They're tired of their children being put in the middle of political battles.
And the last two games, Astros versus the Braves, you're taking the over on the Braves.
Well, I feel good about the Braves. As painful as it was last night to get off to a good start and then lose that one, we've been able to rest both our pitchers that we need. So we went with a lot of youth and inexperience the last couple of nights. So I feel good going to Houston. This is a resilient team, but it's going to be fun to watch.
Thank you, Governor Kemp. We appreciate the visit very, very much.
Enjoyed it.